Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Now for today's video, since we are wrapping up the month of September, I wanted to share my empties with you all because this is also going to be the last video before we start the vlog that I'm so excited for. Daily videos for 20 days. Who's excited? Because I truly am excited. But coming back to the empties for today, I don't have as many empties as I generally do because honestly, I've been trying out a lot of new stuff, so I can't go after the products that have a little amount left, which contributes to a lot of my empties as well. I only have one makeup empty, which is unheard of because I always have a minimum of two in my empties because I'm just constantly, trying out products and just constantly emptying a mini or something. But today I only have one. And even when it comes to like skincare and hair care, I don't have a lot. But still, I think empties just gives you a lot of perspective about the product, whether or not you want it, the amount of freaking time it takes, and how you probably don't need backup on backup on backups. So yeah, without any further ado, if you want to know my empties and my mini reviews on them as well, then please keep on watching. Let's start off with hair care, and the first empty I have comes from L'Oreal. It's their Hyaluron Moisture 72-hour moisture filling shampoo. Now this was a very okay shampoo. Honestly, I wasn't really impressed with this one at all, and I used a lot of this to cleanse my brushes as well, so that's why it got finished out. It's just a normal basic ass shampoo. There is no hair filling or smoothing or anything of that sort. And for 72 hours, I don't know. I really was like not super blown away by it. I think I did review it back in the day, the whole collection that came out, because it was like everyone wanted to know my views and opinions on it. Now this says it replumps hair with long lasting hydration. Very, very mediocre. Moving on, I finished up my Avera Botanical Repair Strengthening Shampoo and the matching conditioner. And again, I just felt very okayish about it. The range that I really like from Aveda is their pink range. I'm forgetting the name of the range because all of their ranges have a slightly longer name. So I think I'm going to include that somewhere on the screen or in the description bar. But this was just an okayish duo again. I felt again because it's Avera, it's slightly more expensive, and honestly, with like a strengthening shampoo that's supposed to like repair your hair and strengthen your hair, you do take a longer time, and that's why I was like, let me just try it completely. And after finishing it off, I was like, my hair is still as it is. I feel like my hair has turned a little weaker only because I bleached it, and bleach just genuinely ruins your hair overall as well. But I wanted to bleach it for the thrills and shits and giggles. There was a whole storyline behind it that I have on my shorts, so you can see that. But I feel like because for 3 years I did not color my hair, and then immediately it was like color and then bleach, my hair is going through something, and this didn't really help. And also the fact that this was not as much, like I only had like about this much left once I bleached my hair, so it couldn't really also do anything. So yeah, it was a very okayish duo. Next, I finished this Moxie Gentle Cleansing Shampoo, which is like a mini that I got free with my purchase. I purchased a couple of Moxie products back in the day, and this was a freebie that I got with it, and I actually really enjoyed this one. This is a gentle cleansing shampoo. It's supposed to deep cleanse and remove buildup, and I actually felt like it was very, very gentle on my hair and on my scalp. My scalp has tendencies to get really flaky and itchy and all of that, and this really helped in making sure there was some moisture in my scalp as well and not just in my hair. So I really, really like this. Now this is supposed to be for dry, frizzy, wavy, curly hair. Now I have dry hair that can be frizzy, especially with the amount of rains Delhi has gotten this year and the humidity that Delhi is going through. My hair did get frizzy, so yeah, I don't have wavy or curly hair, but for dry frizzy hair, I feel like it was a really, really good shampoo. And the last hair empty I have comes from Dove. This is their 10-in-1 Deep Repair Treatment Mask, and I honestly absolutely love it. Like, it's completely gone, wiped clean. And Dove's latest launches in hair have been so good. I've been enjoying so many of them. Their 2-in-1 serum, their leave-in peptide bonds, all of that. I've been enjoying it so much. They've been killing it, and this mask is no different. I've recommended this to you over and over again as well because it's that good. Honestly, it actually makes it feel like your hair is getting repaired and moisturized and just smoothened and all of that. Everything that this L'Oreal one promises, this one actually delivers as well. So this is something I would highly recommend. I would definitely be repurchasing. I'm so happy with the amount of money I spent on this because that wasn't even that much, and I got results that were fabulous. Let's move on to shower gels, and this is one category that never disappoints me when it comes to emptying stuff out because I use a lot of my shower gels as my hand wash as well, and I wash my hands like no one's business. I'm not even kidding you guys. The amount of times I wash my hands, it's a miracle that they still have skin on them and they're not peeling right off me. But let's get back to the shower gel empties. The first one I have comes from Nivea. It's their clay fresh hibiscus and grapefruit shower gel. Now this one has a slightly thicker texture. It's so enriching and just feels so moisturizing and so cleansing as well because of the clay component in there. Now I don't know if it actually has clay or not, or if they've just like added some ingredients to make it feel like you're getting cleansed and everything. But I really like this one. I really like Nivea's body washes because they're very affordable and they get the job done without making you feel too much or too little. Like it's not overly moisturizing or overly stripping. They're just like the perfect balance. They have a lot of gel variants as well, but this is a more creamy, more rich variant, which also ensures that you feel cleansed. So this is perfect for every skin type out there because even though it has like a thicker texture, the clay is also meant to like out the oil from your body. So I really like this one. The next one I finished comes from Plum Body Lovin', another very consistent brand in my empties. This is their Orchid You Nut Shower Gel, and this was, let me just re-sniff it to like tell you exactly. Basically a very nice powdery floral fragrance. It's very sweet, so that's there. If you're not into like extremely sweet fragrances, then you might be a little put off by it because this is slightly on the sweeter side. But this was again such a good shower gel. I really enjoy Plum Body Lovin' shower gel, and the fragrances that they come out with, they're so beautiful and they just make you feel so, luxurious, and you just have a nice me time in the shower, which I honestly always talk about. I always say that your shower time should be your me time. It should feel like a spa. It should feel like you're doing something for yourself. Because as for me, I can only say for me, I rarely go for spas or facials or anything of that sorts. I haven't seen a beauty parlor, I think, in like 5 years, except when I get my hair colored, which was like after 3 years. So I rarely do that because I feel like a consistent and good skincare routine will always be something better, and facials always tend to break me out. So yeah, I feel like these are little things that just help me making every day special. So a good shower gel will always take you through. So I finished that, and then the last shower gel I finished is Lux Essence of Himalayas Lavender and Vitamin C Illuminating Body Wash. Now this one I used a little as a body wash and then mostly as a hand wash because it just looks so beautiful. Now this smells very lavendery, but a good lavender, not like those fake lavenders, but a good lavender with a hint of citrus in there, just the tinge of citrus, nothing more than that. Now this had like mica in it, which made it look a little luminescent and whatnot. So I really liked it. It was very pretty. So I just put it in my like hand wash bottles that were also like in the powder room and all of that stuff. So it can just look pretty sitting on the shelf as well, like on the basin as well. So that's why I use it as a hand wash, and it's very moisturizing. I really like this one. I actually went in for the initial consultation for Lux when they were developing these products. So this was one of my suggestions. The other ranges were not something that I was very keen on, but their lavender and vitamin C I absolutely loved. Even their body scrub is really nice. So yeah, I highly recommend this one if you just want something that's not again so overly sweet like the plum one, but you want something that's more earthy, more relaxing and more calming. You would really like this one, and the overall look and feel of this is really nice as well. Now this is a gel based body wash, so it's great for every skin type out there. Let's finish the shower routine off with skincare that we're supposed to use in shower, and once we're done with that, we'll move on to skincare that we're supposed to use post shower. But coming back to in shower skincare empties, the first thing I have is the Nivea Luminous Even Glow face wash. This is their 630 registered technology. Now first things first, I do not like the fragrance of this one. It smells like glue. I'm not even kidding you. It smells like glue, but this was like a gel based face wash, and this does tend to get thicker the longer you use it for. So if you have it open for a while, it will start to like thicken up, which is something I wasn't the hugest fan of. But when it comes to the actual face wash, it was a pretty decent okay face wash. Did I see my skin go like really luminescent and like glow like a bulb? Probably not, but then again, I don't even expect such results from a face wash. The most I can expect is from things that have really good actives in them, like really strong salicylic acid, or maybe say a really good hyaluronic acid to give some moisture. But for like glow and everything, because a face wash like barely stays on your skin, even if you're doing like a 1 minute routine, it barely stays on your skin long enough to actually give you really good results. So yeah, it's just a basic face wash. I just wish it smelled a little better and did not thicken up on me. The next thing I finished is the Shea Ayurveda Brightening Red Sandalwood Face Wash. Again, a basic gel-based face wash. Brightening wasn't something that I could see a lot. Now, this does have 1.5% niacinamide and 1% bakuchu oil, which is supposed to be like really good for you. And the fragrance of this one, I actually kind of forgot. Now this one just smells like sandalwood, which is really calming. I really like Shesha and their fragrances. I know they're not using fragrance. I hope they're not using fragrance as such, but it's also the ingredients that are in there. It doesn't really say fragrance really higher up and also lower down. So if it's like somewhere in between, then I can't read because it's tiny. Like it's tiny. But overall, I really like the fragrance. Ooh, and I really like that it's just a basic gel face wash. Again, I wasn't expecting crazy results from this one. So if you just like something that's again very grounding, very calming, you can go for this face wash. Just don't expect it to like make you glow like Diwali lights all over. Alright, next up I finished the simple clear pore scrub. Now this is supposed to deeply cleanse for clear smooth skin with every wash. Basically, this is like a face wash and a scrub hybrid because it has very tiny beads, but they're not very stripping on the skin. They're not going to give you micro tears, which is great. It's a very beautiful exfoliant, and I love my physical exfoliants as well. I just miss the feeling of a good scrub. Of course, we're not going the walnut route, but with something like this, which has bamboo, I think it has bamboo particles in there, which just gives you that kind of scrubbing effect. And it also has thyme, zinc, and witch hazel, which is also supposed to give you a little bit of chemical exfoliation as well. I really like this. I really like Simple skincare all over because it's simple, as the name suggests. I just wish that Simple comes up with more products because their turnout is a little slower, but I also understand that they're really putting in time for their research and they just don't want to like go with trends and all of that. But yeah, sometimes I just wish they were a little quicker in their turnaround time with the products. Really like this one though. And the last thing I finished is one of my last few Glam Glow Hollywood Super Mud Clearing Treatment Masks. Now this one is such a beautiful mask. I absolutely love it. I don't know what is happening with Glam Glow honestly because I don't really see anything. Like they've not, I don't think they've officially announced or closing down, but they're not really seen anywhere as well. Like they just quietly have exited the scene. Again, not really sure, but I really like these masks. Completely wiped it out clean. Whenever I feel like my skin needs a pick me up, like it's feeling clogged, it's feeling blocked, and I also want the feeling of a mask and not just a chemical exfoliant that I have to be constantly on a timer for, then I go for this one. It's such a good mask. Expensive, but a very good mask. I think I still have one or two minis left. I've been on a mission to finish my Glam Glow master because I've had these since a while, and again I just want to like move these out of my collection because they're so good, they're so expensive, but I just don't want them to go to waste as well, just sitting on my shelf because I know I can't really get them anymore, but I still want them to be there. It's a little confusing. My brain's a little confusing place to be in. But yeah, I finished this one off. I don't really think I can repurchase this, but it was a beautiful mask. Alrighty, let's move on to some serums now. And yes, I am saying serums and not serum as in plural because we have quite a few to go through. And I know what you must be thinking, Shreya, how are you able to use so many serums in a month or two? Now, let me break it down for you. As I said earlier, a lot of times I use a little bit of product, then I keep it away. Then I use it a little more and I keep it away. I use it a little more and then I keep it away. And by the end of it, I have tiny amounts left in a lot of different products. So I just use them together and have a lot of empties. And secondly, my mom also uses a lot of skincare with me. So I apply a little bit of skincare, try it out for a couple of days, then I give it to her so I can also get her review in. And of course, if two people are using a 30 ml product, it will fly through quicker. But coming back to the serums that I want to share with you guys, the first one I have comes from Juicy Chemistry. This is their 5% lactic acid plus 3% flour acid serum, and this is a newer version. And I did use this just in September and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful serum. It's so lightweight, it gets absorbed into the skin so quickly, and the lactic acid in there is potent enough to make sure your skin is smoother and appears brighter, but it does not over exfoliate your skin. It does not sensitize your skin. This is such a good serum, and I'm using, I think, their BHA currently as well, which they've recently launched again, and I'm loving that one as well. I highly recommend these ones. The newer Juicy Chemistry serums are just so good. I'm so excited to see what else they have in store for us because they're going through the route of, getting all scientific and nature up together, and in a very good way. A lot of companies say science meets nature and then it's mostly just science and zero nature, but that's not Juicy Chemistry. Juicy Chemistry is differently built. They're such a good company. I've been loving them ever since the day they launched, and they're still the same at the core, which makes me so happy. But let's move on because we have more things to talk about. The next serums that I have, empty serums, comes from Dot & Key. So I have two. I'm going to go through both of them. The first one I have is the 10% niacinamide plus Cica Ultimate Spotless Glow Face Serum. Again, this is something that I used by myself, and this was again a really good serum. This has 3% tranexamic acid as well. Tranexamic acid. I never whenever I'm able to say that word in one go for some reason, and it's like I know how to say it, but then my brain goes 100 miles an hour and I always end up mispronouncing it. So we're gonna ignore that I just did that. But this is again a beautiful serum. This is slightly on the thicker side, and if you rub it in a too much, it will foam up. So you just need to gently pat it and use a little less quantity, which honestly is a note to me because I am an overuser. I don't know how to stop it. Like if you tell me use a pea size amount, I will use 10 pea size amounts. That's just who I am as a person. But yeah, this is a slightly thicker serum, so you might want to use a little less and gently just pat it in. But again, it's so moisturizing. Now when it comes to like spotless face, I would say maybe one bottle isn't enough because I do have a couple of spots on my face from previous breakouts or something and they're still there. So yeah, not for that, but just for overall smoother texture, I really like this one. The next serum that we have is the Dot and Key Pomegranate Miracle Collagen Boost Retinol Youth Serum. Now, this is something that my mom used because she's older. Of course, I'm old. I'm 30, so she's older. So I was like, you use this, you tell me how it is. And she really enjoyed this one. Now, this one has a more creamier texture. So it also adds a lot of hydration, which is so important when you're using a retinol or any, phytoretinol as well, because they can dry out your skin. They can make your skin peel. So having something that's more creamier, more, just gentler and just more rich on the skin is so important. She really enjoyed this one, so I think I need to get one for me as well because I'm aging, guys. My crow's feet and my smiles line are getting deeper, and not that I'm like not okay with that. That's aging. That's will happen. If I can delay it, I will. You bet I will. Now the last serum that I emptied is the Biotique Royale Jasmine and Sandalwood Allure Facial Serum. This was an okay serum. Mom also used this. She also had very mixed reviews about it. This had a creamy consistency. She's like, yeah, it's just basic. Like, it's not doing anything. I feel like when it comes to skincare, we're in that part of our journey when we really want our serums to do something for us. Back in the day, we were okay with the moisturizer just being moisturizing, like Pond's cold cream, just like making sure our skin has an oily layer on our skin. But now we want and we demand so much from our skincare that a basic ass product just doesn't cut it anymore. Like it shouldn't. It even shouldn't do that for you. So yeah, this was a very basic serum. I don't think we'll be repurchasing this one. Next up, I have some liquids to talk about. I know this is a weird category, but I have two things and they don't really fit anywhere else. So I was like, let me just put it in liquids. So the first thing I have is this Rust Glow Potion Essence Toner. Basically, it came in a spray packaging that just makes things so much more easier because it just feels much more refreshing as well. So this is something I used when Delhi was really hot and humid and sticky and you just wanted something to refresh your skin up. Now, was I expecting again glow from it as such? Now, this is an essence toner, so ideally it should, but because I was also trying out other things, I feel like my glow was attributed more to that than to this, because this was something that I was using just as a touch up here or there. This wasn't something I was using consciously daily and all of that. This was something I was using when I really needed a pick me up, but this just felt really nice on the skin. And Miss, honestly, I treat more like a pick me up rather than a serious skincare product. I literally drench myself in it whenever I feel like it. So yeah, if you just want something that's really refreshing and not overly powering with like the fragrance or the texture or anything, you can definitely go for this one. The second liquid empty we have is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. It's a micro mini size, and again, I would be keeping this bottle because this is great for traveling. I'll be just filling it up with my bigger bottles that I have so that I can have like a bigger bottle and I'm not constantly like purchasing smaller, like medium sized packaging and creating more plastic waste. Even though I know you guys must be thinking there's so much waste right here, but I get all of this recycled. I reuse as much as I can reuse, and then a lot of things recycled. For example, the spray packaging we reuse in our home to just add in like cleansing solutions and all of that to clean like windows and like create like cleansing solutions to just keep our spaces clean, and then whatever can be recycled is recycled as well. So just wanted to put that out quickly there. Anyway, coming back to this, I love this. I've been talking about this ever since the day it launched. It's a basic micellar water, very comparable to the Bioderma one, gets the job done, is pretty affordable as well. So I can't fault it, honestly. I really can't. Now it's time to talk about my moisturizer empties, and again we have a couple of them to go through, and the first one comes from Clinique. It's their Moisture Surge, and this has been such a constant on my channel. I feel like I had one of these empties in my last empty as well. It was a mini, and I told you guys I'm working on the full size one as well. Now we also have jumbo sizes, but this was the basic size that which it started with, and now we have all sorts of different sizes. But this moisturizer moisturizer in itself is so beautiful, a gorgeous gel texture that gets absorbed into the skin so quickly, hydrates your skin beautifully and keeps it hydrated as well. Doesn't pill underneath the makeup, gives you a nice subtle glow as well. Overall, I really like it, and again, I can't really fault it. I can't tell you one thing that I'm not a fan of when it comes to this moisturizer. Highly recommend it if you have the budget, and if you don't, there are a lot of dupes available in the market, so you don't need to worry about that. The next empty I have comes from Plum. This is the Green Tea Renewed Clarity Night Gel, which basically in my mind is like a night cream but like a lighter consistency. Now I used it, I found it very okay. My mom used it, she also found it very okay. Like it did not feel like a serum where it's like a gel serum. It did not feel like a moisturizer. It was somewhere in between. I don't even know if they're currently still doing it or not because they have reformulated. Plum has reformulated a lot of their products, but yeah, it was a very okayish product. Next up, I have the Nykaa Skin RX Day Moisturizer. This is meant for normal to dry skin. Now, my mom used this one and she actually enjoyed it. I haven't used this one, or maybe I did back in the day. I don't even remember honestly like how it was. But my mom's left absolutely nothing in there to for me to even try. Oh, this has some fragrance in there. This has some nice fragrance in there. But this is a vitamin C based moisturizer. So yeah, she really enjoyed this one. I don't really have a lot to say about it. Next up and lastly for moisturizers, we have Himalaya Nourishing Skin Cream. This is a light and non-greasy formula, and this one I really liked. I remember using this back in the day. This has a slightly more whipped consistency, and this smells very Himalaya. Like if you've ever sniffed Himalaya's moisturizers, you know what this would smell like because it smells exactly like every other Himalaya moisturizer. But yeah, this was a whipped consistency that was very rich in texture but not greasy on the skin, because I know a lot of times with people who have dry skin type, the issue is we don't want things to be greasy but we want them to be hydrating and moisturizing, and this did that really nicely, I would say. So we have that, and before we finish off with the moisturizers, let me just tell you about this one sunscreen empty that I have. Now this was for Foxtail. I know you can't really tell because the text is just completely gone away, but this is their dewy sunscreen. This has SPF 70, PA 4 times plus. It's supposed to do a lot of things for you. It's meant for normal to dry skin. Now I used it, I liked it, my mom used it, she absolutely loved it. She is the one who actually finished this one completely, and she was like, gave me one more of this. That's how much she liked it. So I think this is a pass from her side as well. But yeah, overall I really like Foxtail sunscreens. I know not a lot of people are very big on Foxtail, which is surprising because I think I like 90% of their products. Yes, they're going to be duds here and there, but 90% of their products I really like. Of course, we have some fragrance empties to talk about now, but again, I don't have as many as I generally do because I did not use any mini fragrance this month round, which is something I should get better at because I feel like you can try so many things, you can empty out so many things, and you can get to know your taste better as well. But coming back to the fragrances that I actually finished up, the first thing I have is my Juicy Chemistry 5% AHA plus 2% BHA underarm roll-on. I've already raved about this, and the fact that I've completely emptied it up also says a lot of things. Now this is a beautiful exfoliating underarm roll-on which smells very beautiful as well. It has a hint of vanilla in there. It's not too overpowering, which is great for an underarm roll-on because you want your fragrance to shine more than your underarm roll-on, and it also does not sting on freshly shaved armpits, which is such a blessing because for me the biggest thing is I shave very frequently. I have to shave very frequently because my hair grows at a very rapid speed that I do not understand, speed that I feel is quicker than the speed of light as well sometimes. But any which ways, now I shave very constantly, and if I have to exfoliate my underarms as well, it's like I can't be doing both of these things because they sting really badly. This one does not sting your underarms while you're also exfoliating them, which is absolute perfection. Love it, highly recommended, will be repurchasing. The next thing and the last fragrance empty I have this the Plum Body Loving Moon Kissed Drama. Now this was one of their more recent launches, and this is so beautiful. It's strong, it has a little hint of wood and amber and just raisins and whatnot. Now I'm not a raisin fan when it comes to eating it, but in fragrances I really love the undertone of raisins that a lot of fragrances have. This just is such a dramatic, and the name also says drama. Yeah, it's a dramatic fragrance that's just, it will scream attention. Like as soon as you move into a room, everyone will be like, whoo, who's wearing that perfume, in a good way, in a very good way. And that's why I was able to finish it up as well. I absolutely love it, and they're so long lasting as well. Plum really killed it with their perfumes and their mist. I would recommend all of them. Like just get it blindfolded because you're gonna absolutely love them. And lastly, to finish my empties video off, I have one makeup product and one random empty. So for my makeup product, I have my K Beauty loose powder. Now this was long time in coming because I literally left the tiniest bit in here for I don't know who, but this is completely done. This part is is stuck because my brush would have had some moisture that just made it like clog up, so I'm not really using that. But my sieve is broken completely because that's how much I used it, and I again absolutely love this one. The fact that you can finish up a full size, powder would say a lot about you loving that powder, because I have dry skin type, so I anyway don't use a lot of powder. So for me to finish this up completely, highly recommend this one. It's a beautiful powder. It gives you a very smooth finish, very even finish, and I use the shade vanilla, which is like the perfect amount of brightening but not over brightening for my skin tone type. So yeah, again, love this one. They also have a banana shade, and I think they have a lot of shades like perfect for deeper skin tones as well, wherein you won't get flashback and all of that bad stuff. And now for the last empty, I have my Olens Candy One Day Lens, and this is in the shade olive. These are my favorite lenses. The olive variant in Olens is just so good. It just gives me the most natural green eye look. And you guys know I'm not very high on like lenses and all of that, but when it comes to lenses, Olens is one of the few brands that I will wear, will find comfortable as well. And the olive is something I wear so frequently. I mean, as frequently as I wear lenses is when I wear olive, because I love how it looks on my eyes, and you guys always love it on me as well. The Russian smoky olive is great as well. So if you want to go for like nice green lenses but you don't want it to be like Nagin eyes, then go for Olens Candy Olive. It's a beautiful lens color to have, and I completely finished it up. So there were like 5 pairs in here, daily wear ones. I guess there were 5 pairs, and I finished them up because I wore them 5 times, is what I'm guessing. Yeah, awkward. But yes, those were all of the empties I wanted to share with you guys for the month of September and a little bit of August, just a little tiny bit of August, because I did not share my empties in August. For the last 10 days, I didn't even do any skincare or makeup because I was fasting. So yeah, this was a tiny bit of August and mostly September. So those were all of my empties, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this helpful, found my mini reviews helpful. Let me know what did you empty out in the month of September, and let me know if you are excited for Diwali, because I'm so excited. I can't even wait. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time once it's time for Diwali. Till then, take care. I love you all so much. Bye.